Well, if you're paying attention to the basketball tournament, then you know that Team Fredette is in the semifinals on Thursday in Baltimore. They'll play Eberline Drive. They had a bunch of former NBA players on that team, but Team Fredette is on a roll. E.J. Gallup, former Gloversville standout and a great friend of the program, is on the team and joins us here in studio on Big Board Sports 104.5 at Team ESPN Radio. E.J., good morning, my man.
Good morning, guys. Good to see you again.
Yeah, always a pleasure. We get an open invite to this show, just so you know.
Absolutely.
Let's get this out of the way. If you guys win it all,
this is big.
Because, this program was an early promoter of Team Fredette.
I know where this is headed.
Yes, he does.
Are we in for any kind of kickback percentage?
Listen,
a little under the table
pizza
dealing?
party, maybe?
So for what's been so much fun is there's been a lot of viewing parties in Gloversville and around Fulton County, and my friends and family, and super supportive, taking pictures, putting them on Facebook, and huge parties. I mean, crazy stuff.
Cool.
People that are supporting us, and if we win, and we have 2 games to go, 2 tough games, it's going to be really tough. I'm going to have a party, and everyone's invited, and it's on me. I know that's for sure.
Nice.
All right.
Now, how are you divvying up the money if you win this thing? Do you have any idea? Is it even across the board or certain players?
I believe it's even across the board.
Nice.
To be honest with you, I haven't even 100%.
You're 2 wins away from $2 million.
I haven't even looked, and I don't think it's a good idea to look. That's the thing about this team is nobody has even talked about it. We're having so much fun.
Only the knuckleheads on the radio are talking about it.
Well, I'm looking, and everybody's in for 140.
Yeah.
140.
So yeah,
nice.
But
that's life-changing stuff.
For me, it is. For Jimmer, it might not be. But
for Jimmer, he lost it in between the car seat and the console on the drive over to an arena.
Somebody handed you and I $140,000.
I'll see you later.
I mean, seriously. For playing basketball too.
Yeah,
that's the cool thing.
Man,
the cool thing is after all these years, you still have it.
Yeah.
You're still making a contribution and playing basketball at a high level.
Yeah, it's so much fun. I put on my Facebook the other day that I have the best job in TBT. I'm Jimmer Fredette's backup. I mean, you know what I mean? You can't have a better job than that, man. I mean, the kid is unbelievable. Been spending a lot of time with him and the family, and he's just such a great kid. I'm a 100% fan. I respect him. It's just been a lot of fun. We have a great group of guys. Like I said, no one's even talked about the money. We're just having fun. Everyone genuinely respects each other, and we just want to win 1 game at a time, and we just keep rolling. I said after Baltimore, if you guys want to meet somewhere, we'll play the next week, and after that, I'll keep going. So it's been a lot of fun.
Is Jimmer the best player in this tournament?
I mean, I would say so. I mean,
not of what's left, but even from the outset, was Jimmer Fredette the best player in this thing?
I believe so. I mean, he's catching the attention of everyone again with especially we were just talking what we did Friday night. I mean, I was running up and down the floor with him, like I said to you guys, and I felt like it was 2010 and I had a BYU jersey on. I was like, this is unbelievable. The place is going nuts. People start out 50-50, maybe we'll root for him, maybe we'll cheer against him, and then he'll get a couple buckets, and then they're like, wow. And then he'll get 3 more buckets. And then he'll get 2 more unbelievable buckets.
Yeah.
And now the gym is just on his side.
Was there decent crowds in Atlanta for this?
Atlanta had good crowds. Columbus had unbelievable crowds because we were there with Ohio State, and it was all sold out. Our games, every one of our games have been sold out. And then, the gym kind of empties after that. But, Jimmer, he's a special kid. And, if you ask me, he doesn't really get the respect that he deserves right now. For whatever reason, and the one person who doesn't care about that is Jimmer. He doesn't pay attention to it. He's totally unfazed by it, and he just keeps playing the game that he loves, man. And that's what's great about him.
Obviously Jimmer's the difference, but is he makes that much of a difference between last year and this year? Some of the same guys are on this roster,
right? Well, we've had some huge additions, and the one thing that I think is that we're getting the word on TV is we're a one-man show, and with all due respect, to Jimmer,
you guys had 5 players in double figures.
Yeah, Jimmer makes us go. Everyone knows that he's the center of attention, and we follow Jimmer. But if you look at our box scores and our players, and if you ask the teams that we've already beat, I promise you they wouldn't say we're a one-man show. We've had guys step up. Jordan Crawford has been huge for us playing the point, and he just gets up and everybody. He changes the tempo.
Ledbetter,
Jeff
we talked
Ledbetter,
about.
Ledbetter was really good Friday, right? I didn't see Saturday's game, but I watched Friday night.
He was unbelievable. So I gave him the nickname the Bun Gun with his bun, and we got maybe some T-shirts in the works for Jeff. But he's been huge. Rashad James has been huge.
Yep.
And then we added the big guy, Jack Cooley, and Devin Williams, because we knew as we would move on from game to game that the size was going to get bigger and bigger, and we knew that we were going to run into Ohio State, which was huge. So we added those guys. Those guys have been huge. And then every time someone maybe not having a great night, someone else steps up, and we just keep moving, and it's been great.
Davies can play.
Oh, I mean,
if you're a BYU fan, you're like, man, what could that tournament run have been if Davies was eligible?
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't even mentioned Brandon, who's been, in my mind, the best foreman in the tournament so far. He's super versatile, does a lot for us. So.
And you know your role, right? I mean, you do your thing. I mean, you were a perfect 3 for 3 against in the win over Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
So you get in there. If you got that open look, you're going to knock it down.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm ready. I really don't care. I don't care if I play 15 minutes. I don't care if I play 2 minutes. If I get in the game, I'm gonna play my role. I just want to mix it up. I'll get a rebound, get a loose ball, and if they leave me open, I'm gonna knock it down. Or do my best to knock it down.
Felt good hitting those outside J's, though, didn't it?
Man, it felt good. Like I told you guys, I've been working hard. I've been staying in the gym, and I just want to. I don't want a free ride. I just wanted to earn my spot on the roster. So I think in our round of 32, I helped us out, and it's all about matchups for us. So we're so deep, and we have 11 guys that all play. That depending on what team we play, if they go big or they go small, depends on our matchups. So maybe one game I might have a good matchup, and maybe the next game someone else might have a better matchup, and we're all fine with that. And it's just one game at a time. We're just trying to win and move on.
Here are some of the names people listening may know on the other team, Eberline Drive. So former NBA guys Louis Amundsen, who played for the Knicks, James Michael McAdoo won a title with the Warriors, Jeremy Evans played with the Jazz, Donald Sloan's been a few different places. I remember most with the Nets, I would say. But you're telling us Jerome Randall, who's the point from Cal, is really the guy to watch on this team.
He's the guy that goes, yeah. Donald Sloan I think they've played 4 games, and Donald Sloan, who's a former NBA 2-guard, point guard, he's played 2 games for them. So I don't know if he's in or out. Okay. I'm guessing he'll be there. But Jerome Randall, he makes them go. He's their main point guard, main ball handler. They have a really big, after him, he's a small point guard. After him, they're monsters. They're huge. They're probably the biggest lineup.
Yeah, Willie Reed 6'11", Amundsen 6'10". Yeah.
So they probably have the tallest and the biggest lineup, definitely left, and one of the biggest in the tournament. So, but again, like you said, we can play big, we can play small. We like our lineup, and we'll be ready.
Now, Jimmer, so he's coaching this thing, right? And timeouts and halftime.
No.
Is it TJ? Is it I'm looking at the huddle like, who's the man who's doing all the talking?
And I'm glad you bring it up. He's a former coach of mine in Germany, in the first league in Germany. He's been a D League head coach. He's been a head coach overseas. He's currently the Polish national team coach, Mike Taylor.
Okay.
And the guys have all bought into him. He's a great guy. I didn't really have to fight for it, but I was like, man, we need to get this guy, because all these teams are loading up. They have coaches, and they have structure. And I felt like, especially adding Jimmer this year, we needed a little more structure and protect Jimmer and make sure we have good game plans. So Coach Taylor has done an unbelievable job. He's all over the game plans, scouting reports. I guarantee he's watching game tape right now. And what's cool is, like, we have guys that all make a lot of money, and they play at really high levels, and they're all listening to him. Like, they all buy in. Everyone's bought in, and everyone is really on the same page. So it's a lot of fun.
How difficult is this? Obviously, there's no practice. I mean, when did you get back into town? After you win Sunday, you're back Monday, and you fly out tomorrow and play Thursday.
Yeah, we never had a practice. We had a walkthrough the night before our first game ever. And if you've watched our games as we've gone along, like, you can tell, like, we're starting to, like, click and starting to get to know each other and how everyone plays.
Are you running sets?
Yeah, we have some sets out of timeouts. We have a basic game plan before we go in, and we'll have a couple sets, like, for the first couple plays of the game. And other than that, we all know our roles and our situations, where to try to get on the floor. But that is one thing. I mean, to get past the first game was huge, and then the second game, and then you kind of just see the progression of everyone getting to know each other and getting used to each other. And there's teams that don't get to practice, so that's the difference between, like, an alumni team, like I have my buddy that's the GM of Marquette team, Dan Fitzgerald. They had like training camp at Marquette for 2 weeks before they came. So obviously huge advantage. And then for teams just to get a W and move on every round is like us is huge. So we're going to have a practice Wednesday night at 4 or 5 before Thursday, which will be nice. That actually be like a real practice. So that'll be cool.
Other side of the bracket, you mentioned the Marquette team. They shoot a ton of threes.
Yeah.
I guess who doesn't in this tournament, but they make a ton of threes too. And then obviously Overseas Elite, who's won the last couple of these things. Yeah.
So, it's not going to get any easier for us. We don't really expect it to. We don't really want it to, man. We're having fun. We're going to show up. We're going to play hard. The Marquette team obviously experienced and played together for a while. They got my guy Travis Diener, who's also 36 years old. So we share something in common, and we got to talk about that a little bit when we were in Atlanta. So it's cool to still see him out there playing at a high level. And like I said, my buddy is the GM for that team, so I'm going to be pulling for Marquette. And then obviously Overseas Elite they're undefeated in this tournament.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw the round.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. That was a tough one. That was a tough one for. It was tough to see those Louisiana guys had to lose that game, but it is what it is. And Overseas Elite moved on, won their next game, and they're here. They're going to be ready. They're all experienced, super high level, very well paid guys, and they've been playing together for a while, so they're going to be ready. And
but you got to get by Thursday night first.
So there's really no sense talking about that.
And
game.
you do, and you're right when you talk about basketball is all about matchups, and you like you like your matchup on Thursday night.
I do like our matchup. I don't really want to get too much into it as far as our game plan, but we feel confident with it. Like I said, we can go small or we can go big, and it's been a thing. I probably pay attention a little bit more than I should to commentators and like predictions and stuff like that. But like, it seems like every game that we've played the night before, the commentators are like, "Well, how is Team Fredette going to match up with this team, or how are they going to guard this team?" But they don't talk about how they're going to guard us, and we're the highest scoring team in the tournament.
Right.
So I'm going to talk about that and say, they're going to have to match up with us also. So there's two sides to it, and we're going to show up and we're going to play our hardest, and that's all you can really do.
We've got Dan Dockich on the show tomorrow, who's been calling a bunch of these games.
Yeah.
He's going to pop on with us at 11 o'clock, and you got to kind of sit down.
Yeah, man, it was cool. We, before our first game, because I've been doing a little high school radio at home, so, he was over visiting with our guys, so I got to talk with him, and, he asked me what I've been doing and what's been going on, and so, we got to talk back and forth a little bit. It was cool because, he's known for saying, some wild stuff, and he's fun to listen to. I told him, I was like, I really enjoy, watching you and listening to you. But he was like, I did an Indiana high school championship game last year, and he was like, they were scared to death of the stuff I was going to say. And I was like, I bet they were. But
he'll say just about anything.
Yeah, man.
He's really good. He'll be a great guest for us tomorrow, as you were today, EJ. Good luck, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We've been all over it. I led for Team Fredette on Friday night.
Listen, these games are on ESPN.
It's awesome.
Awesome. When it started, I forget. I know it wasn't televised. It may have been E3 or some streaming service. These games are, and they've got Seth Greenberg and Dan Dockich, two of their top college basketball analysts, on these games. Like this has become a big deal.
Let's go get a couple wins, man.
I just wanted to say real quick before I leave, the reason I was here because I wanted to tell you guys thank you for supporting us from the beginning. We've been having a lot of requests for interviews and stuff like that, but you guys were the first people on board with us and supporting us, so we appreciate it very much, and that's why I wanted to make sure I got here today. So thank
appreciate
you.
it, EJ. Thanks for all. Thanks for your effort. We love showing the love to the locals, and you're one of the at the very top of our list when it comes to the hoops around here. So appreciate a few minutes, man.
Yep.
Thanks a lot, EJ. Good luck in the basketball tournament semifinals on Thursday.